Hi everyone, I'm CaliKim. Welcome to my garden. Don't stop growing in winter. If you do, you'll be stuck buying bland, overpriced veggies from the grocery store, and you'll miss out on the satisfaction and flavor of homegrown food. So today I'm going to share with you 5 November crops you'd be foolish not to grow this wintertime. You might be thinking, I can't grow in November, it's way too cold outside, my garden's covered in snow, but you can. The easiest thing to grow is sprouts. You can grow them right on your kitchen windowsill. No grow light required, they're so easy and you can harvest them in about 10 days. And if you're concerned about your health suffering in the wintertime from a lack of fresh homegrown food, sprouts is the one for you. There's tons and tons of nutrients packed inside these teeny tiny little greens right in this jar that you're gonna grow on your windowsill. So you only need a few things to get started. It's very easy. You're gonna need a jar with a mesh lid and a ring, some seeds, and some water. That's it. The wonderful thing about sprouts, you don't have to get soil out, no grow lights, right on your kitchen countertop, and they take literally minutes to plant. So all you have to do is just grab some seeds. Now here I've got seeds in my microgreens and sprouting seed collection. This first one is my bean salad seed. So much nutrition packed in this bean salad seed. A good variety of different kinds of beans. Lots and lots of protein. So I'm dumping about a teaspoon of seeds into my jar here. And I'm going to cover the seeds with water and then soak them overnight. And I usually like to plant about 3 different types of sprouts. That way I have a variety in flavors and tastes. Some of them grow a little quicker than others. And I'm going to put my ring and my mesh lid on my jar. Now, little tip with these mesh lids, sometimes they do tend to rust. So what I like to do to help prevent rust is to rub them with a paper towel that's dipped in olive oil. It just protects it from rusting. That way it keeps your food nice and clean and your lid rust free. So I'm rubbing inside the ring and on the mesh lid. And I'll do the same to all my other jars. And in the second one, I'm actually going to plant a seed variety from my microgreens and sprouting seed collection called the Protein Powerhouse. Packed full of tons of delicious protein. That's not only going to taste super fresh and tasty, but also just lift your mood to see these growing on your countertop in the winter months. Third sprouting seed I have is called Crunchy Lentil Fest. Super delicious, protein packed, and adds that delicious, nice crunch to your salads or your sandwiches. Now, sprouting seeds can be any easy to grow seeds. You can do alfalfa, kale, any type of like lentils or bean seeds, and they're just super delicious and nutritious. And what soaking does is it removes the hard protective outer barrier of the seeds to help them sprout that much quicker. My sprouting jars here have been soaking overnight, and you can see how the seeds are just a little bit swollen, so it soaks up the water and helps prepare the seeds for sprouting. So in the morning, all you need to do is just dump your water, and you'll turn your sprouting jars upside down and place them at an angle so all the water drains out. Now it is helpful if you have these sprouting stands, but if you don't have those, no worries. You can actually use the lid that came with your mason jar. The main thing is you want to have it at an angle so it drains the water out. And then what you'll do in the evening is you'll simply repeat this process. Cover the seeds with water, kind of swish them around to rinse them a little bit, drain. Then you simply repeat the rinse drain cycle twice a day. And it is really important that you do this twice every single day because that's what's going to help your seeds from not spoiling, rotting, or getting mildew on them. Now, after a couple of days, it's really fun. What you're going to see is the seeds start to grow little sprouts or tails from the end. In about 7 to 10 days, your sprouts are going to be ready to harvest. Just dump them out of the jar. They're ready to eat on a salad, a soup, a sandwich. They're crispy, crunchy, nutrient dense, and this is why we do it. So if you're sitting on the fence, if you're not sure you're gonna grow in November, you'd be foolish not to grow sprouts. Now, sprouts are best eaten fresh for the best flavor and the most nutrition. But if you can't, you can store them for a few days simply by putting them in a paper towel. The paper towel helps absorb the moisture, makes them last longer. Fold your paper towel over, pop it in a plastic bag, put it in the fridge, and then eat them within a couple of days. You don't even need a sunny windowsill to grow your sprouts like I showed here today. You can grow them on your countertop or on a windowsill with indirect light. But if you want to take them to the next level, you can either pop them on a windowsill after the jar has filled up, and they will green up within a couple of hours. The next crop you'd be absolutely foolish not to plant in November are microgreens. A great one to grow inside when it's too cold to grow outside. If you've never grown microgreens, you can harvest them in about 7 to 10 days. And all they are is just teeny tiny little greens. You don't grow them to full size. You harvest them when they're about 3 to 5 inches tall. Power packed with nutrition and super easy to grow. To grow microgreens, you only need 3 things: seeds, soil, and containers. So let's start with the containers first. You are going to need a container that's about 6 to 8 inches deep. And the 1-gallon smart pots are really perfect. You can put them on a windowsill, set them under grow lights, put them under your countertop. They're the perfect size for growing your microgreens. Next, you're going to need some soil. Now, I use my indoor potting mix for soil, and it's a very easy potting mix to make out of coca coir, vermiculite, and worm castings. It's a nice loose mix that's nice and light and fluffy and really helps the seeds germinate quickly. Next, we're going to need some seeds. Now, microgreen seeds are not especially special seeds just for growing microgreens. They're actually easy to grow, quick growing varieties that go from seed to harvest quicker. They're just harvested when they're tinier. But I put together the CaliKim microgreen seed collection for you. It has 7 easy to grow varieties that work great for microgreens, along with the 3 sprouting seeds I just showed you. And we always try and keep our costs down because everything else is so expensive these days. So you get a 20% discount on this with the code WINTER over at CaliKimGardenandHome.com. Now, what I like to do for microgreens is actually combine a couple of different varieties in one container to kind of, mix things up a little bit, make it a little more interesting, and give a lot of flavor, variety, and texture to your microgreens. What I like to do in planting my microgreens is plant a couple of different varieties in the same container. Yes, you can do that. Here I'm combining arugula and giant red mustard greens. Gives just a little bit of flavor variety all in one tiny spot. So I'm going to pour a handful of arugula, my giant mustard greens, and just mix them together. Now, the key with planting micros is planting them very, very densely. No need to worry about spacing here. It's one thing that makes them so easy. You literally just sprinkle the seeds in. So once they grow, it's going to be a nice dense carpet of microgreens, which is exactly what you want. Seeds get sprinkled, very, very lightly covered with another handful of soil. Just kind of push them down a little bit just to get them settled here in their new home, and pop in a tag. That's it. Next, I'm going to give the top a little spray of water. And you want to keep them moist so they germinate quickly. Next, I'm just going to pop them in my kitchen windowsill or on my kitchen counter. You don't even need grow lights, because typically what grow lights do is they help your plants from becoming leggy, which is important when you're growing them to full size. But these are harvested when they're about 2 to 4 inches tall, so no need to worry about them getting leggy. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, you can definitely set up your grow lights and pop them under grow lights. You'll have a nice even growth, and they'll grow quicker too. But no need to do that if you don't want to. Now, after about a week or so, they're going to be ready to harvest, just like these little radish greens are right here. So you can harvest them in about 7 to 10 days or let them go as long as 2 weeks. And to harvest them, I just love this part. It's so much fun in the winter time when I don't want to go outside. You just grab a little handful. These are the radish, and then there's some kale greens mixed in here. So you just grab a little handful, snip kind of right at the base of the soil. They're nice and tender and delicious, and one of my favorite ways to eat them is on top of some nice warm tomato soup for lunch. It's such a comforting, satisfying feeling to be harvesting greens right in my kitchen on a gloomy winter day. Now, one thing to know about microgreens too is you can snip them once, and oftentimes they'll regrow and you'll get a second harvest. It may not be as dense and thick as your first harvest, but it will still be a harvest, and then after that you can pull out the little stems and replant new seeds right in the same pot. You can grab these pots over on our website as well. I've created something special for you. It's a free downloadable microgreens quick tip cheat sheet. Just click the link in the video description to download it. You can hang it on your refrigerator to have it to refer to as you're growing your microgreens indoors this winter. Third crop you'd be foolish not to plant in November is arugula, a very fast growing green, also very cold tolerant. So you northern gardeners, don't count this out. Southern gardeners, now is a perfect time to grow it. It thrives best between temperatures of 40 to 70 degrees, but it is frost tolerant. It can take temperatures down to as low as 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we just sprinkled these arugula seeds down a few weeks ago. You can go back and watch that video for more details on how to plant. But all I have here is a little strip of soil against my fence. Thought, why not grow something in it? Sprinkled the seeds down, they're already coming up, and we'll be harvesting these probably in another 2 weeks. And by the way, if you're finding this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and do share it with your friends too. The key to growing greens in the wintertime is just to grow them for the baby greens. They may not grow to full size, they're gonna grow slower when it's colder, so you'll have your microgreens indoors, which you can harvest about 2 to 4 inches tall. Outside, harvest your greens when they're about 6 inches tall. They'll be packed full of flavor and nutrition. And arugula is a perfect one for that. So if you're not going to grow them indoors, use those arugula seeds in the microgreen seed collection and just sprinkle them outside or in a container and watch them grow. The next crop you'd be absolutely foolish not to grow in November is tatsoi. Here I've got some tatsoi growing in my raised bed. It's a mustard green, so it has a slightly peppery, tangy feel. It's also called spoon mustard, and you can see why, because the leaves are kind of curved, kind of like a spoon. Now, one thing about tatsoi is it's considered a specialty green. I have seeds in my specialty green seed collection. When you grow it yourself, you can grow it for pennies, but in the grocery store, specialty greens are so expensive, if you can even find them in grocery stores. And it's very nutrient dense. So super easy to plant. You can either start from seed indoors, or you can just sow directly in your garden beds or in your containers. You'll be able to harvest it in about 4 to 6 weeks. And I like to plant it every couple of weeks. I've got some growing here that I'll be harvesting off of, but when this is done, I'll plant more seeds today, so I'll have more tatsoi to take its place, so I never run out of greens to harvest. Let me just move some of the mulch out of the way. I just sprinkle down the seeds right behind it here. So just look for little empty spots in your garden beds where you can do this. Just kind of tamp it down. The rain will water it for me. The drip irrigation will water it when I'm not getting rain. And it's so easy and so tasty to grow. If you can't get outdoors to plant this winter time, just grow some inside. You can just sprinkle seeds in the 1 gallon smart pot here, pop it under grow lights, and you'll have beautiful greens to harvest in just 4 to 6 weeks. Now, tatsoi will tolerate frost, so it's perfect for you southern gardeners in milder winter climates. Crop number 5 you'd be foolish not to grow in November is one of my favorites, Endive. Endive is a nice hardy green. Ruffly, really holds up well to salad dressings and is absolutely delicious. Kind of a mild peppery flavor. It's nice to grow all of these greens so you have a lot of flavor profiles and texture in your salads. Now, endive grows very, very well in a container, as do all of the greens I've talked to you about today. You can see how beautifully it's doing here in this 5 gallon container. If you want more endive, grow in a bigger container. If you don't have as much space, grow in a smaller container or indoors like the 1 gallon smart pots. Very easy to grow either from direct seeding right in your containers, or for you southern gardeners who your garden might be full right now, you can start some seed indoors, which is what I like to do a lot of times, just to get them started quickly, and then move them outside when they're big enough as your garden space frees up. Very easy to plant from seed. These are also in my specialty green seed collection, and also very, very expensive when you buy organic endive at the farmers markets or at the grocery stores. So you just want to sprinkle a few seeds in each 6-pack. You're going to save a ton of money this winter by growing your own greens and your own crops inside, and avoid buying those overpriced, slimy, bagged greens at the grocery store. A little bit of soil on top, just kind of press it down a little bit. Endive is also a very fast growing green, so plant some now and you could be harvesting them by Christmas. It likes cold temperatures between 40 and 75 degrees. So delicious. One of the things I absolutely love about endive, it's a long producing green and it's very, very hardy. So what you can do to make sure that it produces over a long period of time is when it's ready to harvest at about 4 to 6 inches tall for baby greens, do not pull the entire plant out or cut the entire plant off at the bottom. What I do instead is I just harvest leaves by pinching them around the base of the plant. That way it continues to grow from the center of the plant for months to come, and you have salad literally all winter long from Endive. It's one of my very favorite greens of all time. So here I've got a nice little harvest that we can make for a lunchtime salad. So what are you waiting for? Grab your seeds, grab your containers, and don't let winter stop you from growing your own homegrown deliciousness. Whether you're growing indoors or outside, let me know down below what you're going to be planting this month. Thanks for watching. See you next time in the garden.